Hi, everybody. It's week 10. I mean, it's kind of week 11 because we took the 4th of July off, but it's week 10. And we are here to talk about ekphrastic writing, which is writing that is related to images or items, or, if you want to stare at a statue and do it, go for it. But it's for us to find words that are inspired by something that we are seeing. I guess it's kind of a ableist form of writing, isn't it? But I suppose somebody could touch a painting anyway, whatever. I'm gonna share screen in just a moment. But first I should have this on.
Okay.
You are, share screen. We've got a mule to show you. Fiercely Flash, that's the class you're in. Courageous and compressed stories, or little mules, depending on how you want to interpret what's on the screen. We're, of course, going to kick it off with sensory memories. And what I'm hoping you will do is really rely in these few moments that we kick off with to not only take especially taste, touch, and smell, but really vividly bring the visual of it alive in your writing that you do right now, because you're going to be thinking of how to describe things. So if we're going to tie in the work we're doing now to just sort of slow down and access our writing center, we'll tie that into the fact that we're going to be doing such visual writing today. So right away, and I will come back for you in a moment to keep going with our talk. Okay, everybody, if you find a good stopping point, go ahead and reach that and head back into our screen time. I thought I'd pick one of the more famous images in the world to kick us off with this conversation, because we've all seen this painting in one way or the other, right? This isn't your first time seeing the Mona Lisa. And Ekphrastic, I mostly am saying this as a reminder that we're describing a thing with such detail that a reader could envision it if it were present. That's sort of the literal, not even sort of, that is the literal definition of what Ekphrastic is. But for us, much like hermit crab, we're using this for an opportunity to launch off into our creativity. What could the secret behind Mona Lisa's smile bring out in our memories or in our narratives that we're working on for our novels, for our creative writing? What could it do to break up something new for you to write? And so we are looking at images. And I want to say that for everything we're doing today, when you write to the prompts, you don't have to write to the pictures I have there. You can use any of these pictures that I am showing today, because we can always just pop over to them while you're reading. So if anything inspires you, that isn't the picture that I have prompts to, that's fine. I tried this out on the library kids on Monday, and it was amazing how many wanted to write on the first image that we read from instead of the first one that I had a prompt from. So I learn a lot when I try these things out on them before you. But we want to, well, I mean, this is what we do when we write. We put meaning on memories, we put meaning on narratives that we're creating out of our imagination. And so we're imposing ourselves on something else. And we are creating art, often about art that already has meaning, and that braided experience, that weaving of your meaning and their meaning can really, explode as something new out of two things that sort of existed separately before, and now they come together. And I love, I mean, the first one that we're reading in the reading today, I just love what Cheryl Snell did with it. So it's fun to see the images and then what people had to say about them. And there really are these massive stories that exist from art. There was an entire novel, The Girl with the Pearl Earring by Tracy Chevalier, that got turned into a movie that, has really taken on a life of its own. And I don't know if any of you have read The Miniaturist. I've got you guys sitting on top of it. Yeah. By Jessie Burton. I enjoyed the first book very much. I think there's 2 or 3. The second one wasn't as great, but it's set way back in, really early, like I want to say 1500s, Amsterdam, which was probably not Amsterdam back then. Anyway, it was inspired by a dollhouse that was in the Rijksmuseum, and the person came up with this whole backstory for why the dollhouse existed. And Jessie Burton manages to bring some really interesting sort of contemporary questions into this book in surprising ways. And so if you read it, let me know what you think, because it's different. It's definitely a good historical fiction. But they were both inspired novel length works off of existing art of some form. So, it's not unreasonable for me to ask you to write some flash on this. So before we read, Cheryl Snell, by the way, is just our feature author. When I noticed there were so many great and award-winning things by her about ekphrastic writing, I was like, well, let's just lean all in. I think I have 3 by her in your reading today. Would anybody want to read this photo story called Voltage that came from 100 Word Stories by Cheryl Snell? Oh, no, wait, let's not do that yet. I wanted to ask if you had any questions about ekphrastic or anything you wanted to say about ekphrastic. Any thoughts, anything that, is this a new concept to you? Is this something that is attractive to you? Could you see yourself going to a museum and moving around between different pieces and writing? Miles is nodding. That's good.
Yeah, it gets like the creative juices going when you see something visual.
Yeah, definitely.
I just never thought about it, just, I don't know. I go inside my head. I don't go looking around me, and maybe I should go looking around me.
Hmm. Yeah, and what's fun about this picture that's up here right now is to think that it's, what are you laughing about?
I'm sorry. Something in chat. I'm sorry.
I see what you're looking
I'm
at.
sorry.
Well,
I'm,
I have said the word sort of maybe 400 times already in the first 10 minutes of this. And so Miles and I's brains are off somewhere having margaritas together, and we're jealous.
Mine's there too.
Oh, it's a party.
Melted brain.
Yeah. Oh, for sure. So this photo in here is something I wanted to say about it that I hadn't noticed until the first time I brought it into class. Is that it also is not just a photograph. I thought, man, we must be in, Turkey somewhere, because they do wire like this in overseas cities quite often. But then when you look, there's cars coming out of like buildings, and that's not really a hill. There's a car clear up at the top of it. There's all this stuff that's happening in this photo that the longer you look at it, the more you can see happening in it. And so it too is not just a photograph, but a piece of art, some type of collage or some kind of photographic artistic work happening with it, which I think is important. I think, and a photograph can do this. You can do this with a photograph, but the idea is that somebody already created something with intention behind it, and that's why it's being called art. And that's what's even more fun. And I do ekphrastic writing from photographs all the time, but that in my mind, especially if it's a photograph I've taken, I have meaning behind it. So it's part of this is the important amplifying factor, like the synergy that comes from intention that happened with a piece of artwork, and then intention with your writing, and how do the two things together make something more. Okay, now, does somebody want to read Voltage for us?
I can, I guess. I love this picture. I love the write-up that went with it, especially the first line.
Yeah,
Okay, photo
great.
story, Voltage by Cheryl Snell. My brain has dragged a thought into the traffic jam, daring it to run into the street beneath cables dangling from junction boxes, either sucking up misplaced electricity or stretched like clotheslines on the verge of fraying. Who can see that and not feel fear? The room spinning as it mocks the motion inside your head, synapses weakening, misinterpreting orders. What is your migraine against the chaos of the dying city? Nobody admits that if your neighbor's stealing your current, he probably can't pay his rent either, though his life may lurch forward into the zigzag oncoming, slippery with rain.
Nice. And that's exactly 100 words. So there's so much happening here. They used a photo prompt. They had to make exactly 100 words, no more, no less. And it's a complete story, wouldn't you say?
Mm-hmm.
Is there anything that you admire in Snell's writing? And 2 questions, answer whichever you would like. Could this writing stand by itself if you didn't know that it was written from this photo?
Oh, I think so. Just from the very first line, my brain has dragged a thought into the traffic jam. I mean, that just shows it.
Yeah. I think it could stand alone, and you wouldn't probably have any idea about these electric cables, about the cars. None of that would be showing, but that's okay because the story rises above it. But does it amplify meaning when you have the photo right next to that story? Or at least have a synergistic experience.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't need the photo, but seeing, especially for me, the wires really helped.
Yeah.
It reminds me of my brain currently.
Yes.
So I also love that she managed to kind of be like, why am I complaining about something when the world is on fire?
Yeah.
And then also brings it back to the level of the human. Like, maybe my neighbor is not just stealing my internet. Maybe he can't pay his rent. So I love that. She does a lot in 100 words.
A lot. So much.
Yeah.
Yeah. And you can see the poet in her when you read her short work, for sure. Anything else we'd want to say about this story? Okay, yeah. So I just really admire what she does with this. And then it was funny when I was digging around, I've had this story before in class, but I thought I'm going to dig up all new Ekphrastic stories. And she just kept showing up in the Ekphrastic Review and another place. I just said, well, we're going to feature Cheryl Snell today because she's just really good at this. And I have this slide only to as sort of information. They haven't run it in a little while. The 100-word story hasn't run their Ekphrastic in a little bit. So I can't be positive that they're doing it. But never you fear. In the canvas, I have, it's like, that just sounded like, and are you doing the drugs? In Canvas, there is a link to the Ekphrastic Review, and they put up a photo challenge, I think, every 2 weeks. And so the next one, the writing is due, I think, July 18th. And so if you follow that link, you could try writing to the prompt. And what's nice is everybody only has that short period of time. So you're only writing amongst other people who only had 2 weeks to come up with something to say about it. So, and the photo prompt for 100-word stories was every month. So they're out there. I mean, then I just have some of these these photos that when I'm going to go like this, actually. Oh, whoops. That was not what I was trying to do. Hello. I was going to share the screen this way because when we do some writing in a little bit, I wanted you to be able to see both sets of these photos. So I'm going to do it this wonky way. Here we go. There we go. So this one, this iconic photo of the workers building the skyscrapers in New York. I mean, my hands are sweating just offering it to you because I'm so terrified of heights. And there's been some really incredible writing come in class from this photo. So I wanted to at least make it available to you again if you choose to write from it today. So when you start writing after we're going to go do the reading for a bit now, and then I'll put this back up so you can see this. You could also see the footprint on the moon, and or you can see the Earth. You're looking at Africa there in the Middle East. And so I just want all kinds of images. I'm hoping to spark interest somewhere for you and get you writing really fun stuff. But let's move to the reading. This is, why we're here really is to, oh, I forgot to put the reading up again in the chat. Does anybody need me to do that? Okay, I'll do it right now. As long as it will behave. But you never know. Not that one. Not that. Don't do that. I clicked the wrong one. I apologize. But it's coming now. I'm excited to tell you that I have the correct date. I have the correct week. I mean, I was on fire this week. I don't think an editor should be as proud as I am of getting those things right. But I am proud. And these are all, go ahead.
Just blow your horn there, little Maxie Jane. Ring your bell and blow your horn. Love it.
So these examples I have are, again, extremely short, and that does happen. But if you go to the Ekphrastic Review, where these are all located, there's some really long ones as well. I just don't work with long ones here because I want to get to our writing. So I'd like to start with, oh my goodness, Cheryl Snell, not again. Her story, The Incident. Is anybody willing to read that?
Which one?
The Incident under In the Clouds. It's in your reading, the first thing.
I somehow got the wrong thing, I think.
Oh, you might have printed week 12. But I did put it up in the chat if you want to pull it down out of the chat.
Okay.
So I while we're doing that, I will explain. I put up week 12 just as the kind of warning shot across the bow that I'm asking you all to pick something for us to review. And you're going to have to put it up by Thursday of next week or Friday of next. I can't remember when I made it due. So that Friday, I think. So that everybody not only has time to take a glance at it, but then I can build up a reading packet of it so that then we can give each other advice. Like we're actually going to do workshopping for that last class on week 12. And so I put everything up really early to give you all the warning, and then I confused you all, which is
Yeah, I
Awesome.
read a whole bunch of starting with Woolworth. Okay, here we go. Incident. It'll all be fresh. That's cool.
That's the one I sent so that you'd have the links to all the. That's because that has
Oh,
like about 100 links to, but it only works if you have it on your computer. Okay,
Okay,
who wants
okay.
to read the incident?
I'll read it
Okay, thank you.
for the first time. The Incident by Cheryl Snell. Those kids were asking for it. Who told them to joyride the tractor like that, slamming on the brakes for a bird whiffling through the air like some corkscrew opening dreams that they, like everyone, had of flying, knowing they would surely fly some day, but never thinking it would be that day. The dust cloud rising, harsh braking, lifting them out of their seats, tire tracks furrowing the field where grass won't grow, not to this day, especially not on the spot where, if you view it from a distance, it looks for all the world like angel wings opening.
Hmm, thank you. And so then, how does she do this with these images? I from an 1894, which is wrong because in 1894 they were getting tractors, but from an 1894 image like this, she's got kids joyriding on a tractor. It's amazing.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So what kind of moves do you admire that she's doing? What can you say, she did as a writer? And I know that for Jen anyway, she just read this for the first time, but what things are happening
It's
here?
it's all one sentence again. I love that. So it just takes you on a ride like the tractor. You just don't slow down. You
Yeah,
just like
yeah,
that. Like the way
nice.
it all just keeps flowing.
Yeah, and I call that breathless, but of course you read really well from her punctuation, so you weren't breathless giving it. But yeah, one
Mm.
sentence, and it seems inevitable when they do that with one sentence. And what do we think is sort of happening if we were trying to traditionally read this oil painting? What's happening in it?
I don't know, because I see like a some kind of demon person riding a T-Rex, so I'm not the right one to ask.
Oh, I don't see the two, but I kind of
Yeah,
do.
I
Kind of
can't.
do.
Yeah.
I see someone with their hands tied. I'm thinking, what is going on? Somebody's grabbing their head and somebody's got their hands tied together and behind their back. It's just weird.
Yeah, I mean,
So much fighting or something going on here. It's weird.
Yeah, I
what?
see death for sure. Like I can see where she got angels for sure.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. And what is there definitely a sense of in this, you know, help me out. How many dimensions is this supposed to be? Because it's supposed to be considered two-dimensional, even though the paint makes it three-dimensional, right? Um, what's happening in there that's unbelievable that J. Sigmaltuski that the
Ooh.
artist accomplished.
Lots of motion.
Yeah, lots of motion. And she picks up on that in her piece by doing the one sentence piece gives you that there's something like on the left side and it's sort of rolling up into the hands tied thing ish. But whatever's rolling doesn't have hands tied because you see hands out like this.
I see him holding his head, like holding his head.
Like
Oh,
that thing is head.
what's the thing at the bottom? Is that like a great big mouth?
No, it's his head. I think that's the top of his head,
Oh, the
a
top
guy's
of it.
head.
Oh, I thought he's
Yes,
opening
See,
his
somebody
he's
mouth.
was
rolling.
yeah, if somebody was head facing us and perpendicular away from us,
Oh,
rolling. That's
Yeah.
what I'm seeing.
And there's another guy in there, but what I like is the static tree line. It is
Yeah.
so static and linear, and then all of a sudden, shoo, and it really emphasizes the action in with the figures because the background's just like
And the tree line
pretty cool. Mm-hmm.
thins out a little bit on one side. So even it
Mm-hmm.
has, right? Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So when you have all the time in the world to look at these images, there's some things that you can really draw from them, right? Anything else about the writing that stands out for you then?
Oh, a lot of visual, a lot of movement, rising, lifting, furrowing,
Mhm.
action verbs, a lot of action in the verbs in it. Yeah, slamming, whiffling. Whiffling is a weird word, but a
Yeah,
corkscrew.
the way the wings would make a sound, I think it's a
Yeah, I
verb.
guess that's yeah.
But it also tells you a lot about the narrator, you know. It says those kids were asking for it. So there's a very kind of unsympathetic narrator right from the
Yeah.
outset, you know.
Right.
Those kids who died a horrible death, you know, they were asking for it.
Yeah,
But it
wonderful.
looks like, but it looks
Yeah.
like angel wings opening. So maybe that's just, you know, people that have trouble dealing with strong emotion like that. That's one way that you can deal with it.
Right.
I think I think this is the guy who either owns the tractor or owns the tractor in the field and the
Right.
field, because now they've messed up his field with a furrow that won't heal.
Right. Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yet you get that sense of grace at the end. Like, did he have a realization that he has a image of angels? Like maybe he misjudged them,
Yeah.
or maybe, I felt
Interesting.
like he was feeling grace.
Yeah, and so she picked the reason for them slamming on the brakes is a bird whiffling through the air like some corkscrew opening dreams. And in this image, we like a corkscrew makes sense for the motion we're seeing, but I might not have
Mhm.
said that unless I'd seen her words. And the angel wings could be just fabric from material. I mean, there's so many possibilities of what's going on here. It's really incredible. So I just thought it was the perfect chance to at least point out to you the way somebody might do this, right? And let's do one more. I'm going to scroll down. Well, I'm scrolling and you have your own thing. To the violinist. And look, Cheryl was picked along with Emily Rivers. We have two different ones to read here. Would somebody like to read Emily's, and then I'll have somebody else read the Cheryl in our group.
I'll do it.
Okay, this makes sense because you played right alongside them.
Yeah. Play Like by Emily Rivers. Play like. Play like your freshman year Bach concerto. Play like Tchaikovsky first movement at next week's Philharmonic audition. Play like her first wink, your uncertain hands. Play like a snowball against your back. Play like her shark smile. Play like screaming in a studio apartment. Play like breaking glass. Play like holding her. Play like pacing through long distance calls home. Play like forgetting small words in your mother's language. Play like running on the street with friends in a purpled childhood dusk. Play like you are watching them from the window, now asking yourself to go downstairs and join.
Thank you. All right, and then we'll go right into Cheryl's and then talk about them both. Somebody read that last one.
Come on.
Thanks, Miles.
Okay. The first violinist explains the uses of rosin.
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 Okay.
And then there's going to be rosining to kick you off.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah.
Rosining your bow is like driving on tar or like slamming on the brakes. It's a task bigger than a bread box. The first time you get stoned on rosin, each step you take from the orchestra pit to the ocean of the green room has you surrounded by ballet dancers rubbing it into satin soles. It's everywhere, has more sides than a seal, as with the bull rope that keeps you upright for 8 more seconds, or the hope a pitcher carries onto the mound in the bag of powder because it's the best guarantee he will get a grip.
Okay, so for each of them took a really different look at it. And in fact, can anybody remember our fancy word for what Emily Rivers did? Starts with an A?
Repetition?
Oh, anaphora. Anaphora.
Yeah.
Yes. Oh, yeah.
Anaphora, yes.
Anaphora.
Anaphora.
Yes.
An afro.
Yes.
And then again, Cheryl Snell takes something like rosining a bow and somehow gets herself into all the other uses of rosin and tells us the story. She's amazing. All right. So what do you want to say about from this image, assumptions that people made, leaps that they took, and what kind of admiration do you have for what happened, or what can you notice that the authors decided to do with the image they were looking at?
It sounds like for Play Like, there were a lot of presumptions made about who plays a violin as a child. Um,
Yes.
and
including
including potentially young Asian girls
or boys, yes,
or boys who are, made to practice, and they have a lot of pressure from their parents to be the next kind of Bach.
Yes, play like her shark smile.
Yeah.
If it had been a tiger smile, it would have been even better.
I know. I'm like, it's getting close there. Yeah.
Right. And you were going to compare something to Snell's work?
Yeah, whereas Snell's work, what I loved about it is the first one, you can tell it's obviously someone who is really talking about music, whereas Snell's work, it could be anything. Like it is like music, but it's comparing this task to the same task that a lot of people in different areas have to go through. It's like a pressure. It's like you have to do it now or never. Pain. Essentially get a grip and just do it.
Yeah. But and hilarious you use that wording, because rosin is used in all these places. It's used by ballet dancers. It's used on the bull rope to get the grip on the rope, and it's used by pitchers to like improve their grip on the ball. So she maybe, I don't know, either knew this or Googled rosin and was like, holy scamoli, who knew?
Scamoli.
That's one of my favorite words. Yeah, so I'm hoping by having these 3 examples from Cheryl Snell in here, who clearly gets it when it comes to ekphrastic, we see the way that that the image is merely a touchstone, and at the same time can be completely interwoven with what she writes, but she's not doing the act of ekphrasis like the definition that I put on the beginning slide, where you could see this picture by the words. Instead, she's using it as a launching off point to something so much more, which is what's the most fun about it for all of us, because our micro writing, our fiction writing and our nonfiction writing gets better the more that we just sort of allow and go wild and, let your brain take the water slide and end up on the twirly gig or whatever, just let it go. Where I guess the places that we resist going to, by week 10, we're breaking those walls down and we're like, no, just jump into the raging floodwaters. I was thinking of an image on the news from our recent horrible tragedies that happened in Texas and New Mexico. But, let your brain have that kind of a wild ride when you write on these. Okay, so I have this image and a prompt. This first, keep scrolling. We're not looking at the same thing. But I have this painting that I pulled. These are kind of weird images because I made sure I went to public domain images. So I don't even know who painted this, but I wanted to pick something that had a lot of different things going on in it in case that was fun for you. But keep in mind, if you would like to write from either of the images that we just went through, or if you want, once we get going, I'll pop up the slides I have with the guys on the skyscraper and the earth and the moon print. You can write from any of them. So I don't want you to feel limited. The only one that maybe don't write on is I say Maori, but it's Maori, isn't it? The Maori guys that are in the photo below, because you got to save them in case you write on them for the next one. So my prompt is about Snell insisting on interpreting events and these things may or may not be happening in the images that Snell writes from. So take this image or any of them and challenge yourself to see more or something different than what is literally in front of you. See the story behind the story. See a story that, you know, is happening in that little house back there, or somebody on top of the mountain, or whatever it takes to really break that thing open and do something different with it. So when you find something more from the image, just take that and then write what happens. I'm going to try to share. I need to make y'all big again. I'm going to share screen with these other two images again, just to give you more possibilities to write from. So hopefully you can see the guys on the skyscraper pretty well, and hopefully the small image of the earth and the moon print are enough if you want them to be. So do you have questions about that prompt, or do you feel like the idea is look at something and write? And see something that isn't there? Like the person who's isn't that the Empire State Building behind them? Who's, you know, standing in one of the windows watching them eat lunch? I don't know. Whatever you find that will be interesting and break it open for you. I'm going to give an extra minute to this writing because you're having to think a little bit about the story behind it for a second. So we're going to do a total of 7 minutes. 7 minutes.
So Maxie, are we going with the guys on the girder or the moonwalk print or
Any of them.
I'm saying you can go with the one that's on the page. You can go with the girder. You can go with the moonwalk. I'm giving you a bunch of images to work from. All that I ask is when you read back to us, tell us which image you're writing from.
Got it.
But not the Mary, because that's the next one.
Yeah, the Maori guys are the next prompt. I don't care.
Okay.
Write on anything you want. Write on the Maori guys. It makes sense now. Just know that they're the possibility next time too. Okay. I know I have too many options, but I hate limiting people.
No,
So go
I don't
ahead.
think it's too many.
And I'm giving you all an extra minute because I know it's going to take you a little bit of time to bring this together. Good luck. You have about a minute left. Oh my gosh, I can barely run Zoom, but Zoom in 2 locations. I was like, which one do I make a picture on? I hope it went well. Welcome back. Welcome back. Okay, what were everybody's favorite photos? What did you write from is what I want to hear first.
The prompt one. It's all the
The prompt
dancing.
one? Oh, nice. Okay. You too, Miles? Okay. Same with Havalinda. Chris looks like some kind of impressionist something.
Yeah.
Chris is in a fog.
I'm gonna have to move a screen to get some sunlight out of the camera. So I'll be right back. One sec.
He's prismatic.
Yeah, we could write to Chris.
Yeah.
And Jen, we lost her. She's just gone. If anybody's seen the horror show that is her additions little tile things, that look like something out of The Shining. So if we lost her, it'd be partly just
It's not quite working. Okay.
That's better.
Which photo did you write to, Chris?
The footprint.
Oh, nice. Okay. And Jen, what'd you write to?
The planet.
Oh, nice. Okay. Unexpected, both of you. And nobody wrote to guys on the girder. Now, Haviland, you wrote to that one before, didn't you?
I can't remember if I wrote to that one before. There was a girl from the back walking into a crowd. I wrote to that one.
Oh, yeah, with the green dress. Yes.
The green
I
dress.
wrote to that one on the girder in one of your Saturday sessions. I think I
Yeah,
put the guy that was standing up taking the picture because it was so cool.
you did. You did. Yeah. And man, those slippery shoes. Oh my gosh, my hands are just sweating thinking about it.
Yeah.
It's staged.
What?
It is staged.
Do you know that?
Yes.
Oh.
Were they strapped in? Were they not hanging out over all the?
They weren't hanging out. It was staged in somewhere. Yeah.
Wow.
Like with a fake backdrop?
I think so. Yeah. I looked it up because
I'm so relieved. My hands are going to start.
I know I couldn't stand it because, all that adrenaline in my crotch was making me upset.
Wait, I'm just putting this in the chat. Everybody has to include this in their next writing. All that adrenaline. Should that be our t-shirts? All that adrenaline in my crotch.
It's the adrenaline in the crotch what done it.
Yeah, that exactly.
Oh my goodness. I got it. Okay. I would love to hear what you wrote.
I'll go.
Okay. Thanks, Jen.
Okay. Planet. The planet. Okay. It's very short, very weird. So I don't know what it is, but it's
That make it
there.
brilliant?
It's brilliant. It was the swirling white that caught their attention. It was the blue that brought them. It was the tantalizing glimpse of land. I had written it on screen beneath that they couldn't resist. They took no notice of the pitiful life forms bound by more than their inescapable gravity. We couldn't see them, but they saw us. We never had a chance.
Whoa.
So there we go.
That was beautifully dark. What did we have?
Yeah.
I have a thing for sci-fi. What can I say? Oh,
Jen, that reminds me of this video that I just saw yesterday. Someone took it somewhere in the States of what they thought was an alien spaceship. And the
yeah.
whole street is out and they're all just yelling, "It's an alien! It's an alien!" Everyone is into it. And
Oh
it does
yeah.
look like an alien. But I love hearing the street all weigh in. It's a street light.
Me-
It's not a street light.
Meanwhile, some kids down the street going, "Does anyone see my frisbee? Come on."
Or my drone.
My drone.
Mm,
So
drone,
when it was
drone.
we, like, it was the swirling white that caught their attention. They couldn't resist the land beneath. The we never had a chance is the life forms on the planet, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. We couldn't see them, but they saw us. We never had a chance. Yeah.
And something more than gravity kept them there, something like that. That was cool.
Yeah, that's small
Inescapable.
thing. That was what I was trying to convey with the last two lines. It was more than gravity that keeps us on the planet, and we couldn't see them because we don't want to see them, but they saw us. Um, hey, so yeah, it's about this big beautiful Earth, and but there's more out there, and yet we blame it on gravity. I probably ought to call it gravity, but yeah, yeah,
Oh, nice. Maybe you should. Yeah. Great. Oh,
yeah.
bravo. Bravo. That was fun.
Okay.
Hey, kick us off.
Thank
Yeah,
you,
it's
thank
beautiful.
you, thank you, thank you very much. Thank you very much. Okay.
Oh, yeah, nice. Maybe we wouldn't see them.
Like we,
Because
yeah.
that tense like changes the meaning just enough. Miles gave you a suggestion in the chat. Who
Oh,
wants to go next?
let me bring that up.
I can go.
Okay, thanks, Lauren.
Doing it on that prompt one. The door emitted a low rectangular no as droplets
Yes,
of water
Mom.
slid down the walls from the leaky roof. It was a good house, a nice house. It used to be a well-loved house. The house had scoffed when Frederick started building the stable, but now here stood the house, empty and alone, as the family frolicked and danced with the goats and sheep and horses. Come back, called the house. We've made so many memories together. But the family was making new memories, stable memories. The house pulled the blinds down behind its slitted eyes. That night, as the family slept, a piece of plaster fell from the ceiling, just nicking the knob on the gas stove. There would be no more frolicking at the stable. But don't worry, although the entire family died a horrible fiery death, the animals were all safe and adopted by little Heinz, who lived next door. Took a page out of Chris's book and had the house come alive. What is so that's what I zeroed in on, that house, little plain house in the background, and everybody's having fun out at the stable.
It's the house what done it.
Love it.
That's what done it. Yep.
Chris, you created monsters on all of us. It's awesome. It's awesome. We're alive. We're alive. Okay.
Miles, I cut you off. What were you saying?
Oh, I just love how the house made me feel so sad for the house.
Yeah.
And
I
then
always feel
somehow I
so
felt
bad.
so sad for the house that I was like, yeah, fuck that family.
Yeah, exactly.
That's what you got to do. Get your reader behind your character.
I'm with it.
And it's, yeah, yeah. We're like, can't that family see that house deserves so much more?
But look at it with the big rectangular mouth, the little slits for the eyes, the windows above it. This looks so sad.
It does.
It really does. I mean, once you personified it that way, absolutely. And the party's over in the stables. It's so unfair. I love your humor. And I triple dog dare you to take that image and then submit all that to the Ekphrastic review. I'm serious. I submitted
I think you should. Yes.
I submitted one with Willa Cather and they took it. So, an image of Willa Cather is not one of the most scintillating things you've ever seen. So yeah, that was so fun, Lori. Thank you. Okay, who's next?
I
Is it
didn't get
Yvonne,
very far
Carol?
with it, but I'll read. But I only really just got going. But I'll read
Okay,
it.
all right.
From Buzz Aldrin's diary. It wasn't Neil's. It wasn't mine. It was already there, pristine, untouched, like the footprint I once found in the meadow at the back of the house that Christmas in 1935. Just one footprint carved into the sparkling snow, larger than a man's. That's as far as I got. So,
Oh,
Ooh,
I like that. Yes.
yeah.
I like it. I
Yes.
like where you're going.
Yes.
thanks.
See,
I'm
this is so
typing it.
cool.
Oh, I
Oh,
love it. And the impression that is, is it Santa? Is it aliens? Is it,
Mhm.
all the magical
big
things?
Sasquatch.
Larger than a man's, yes.
Mm.
Sasquatch
But
got it surgery.
I just like the idea of Buzz Aldrin and Neil Armstrong finding that footprint on the moon and taking a photograph of it, which then gets misrepresented as Neil's.
Oh, that's how you opened it. Okay, yeah.
Yeah,
Okay, I missed that. That's
love it.
awesome.
Right.
I
And
never
then
thought about that.
Right.
what I really love about that is that
Hmm.
you then take it back to, but footprints have happened to him before.
Mhm.
So, maybe alien life forms have been interested in Buzz Aldrin all this time. And
Mhm.
my imagination would think that you are going to have an alien life form that is fluid in time. So it's easy for them to know that Buzz Aldrin is the one that ends up at the moon because they saw him maybe at the moon first and then went back and found him at Christmas or whatever. You know what I mean? Oh, this could be so fun.
It's
Like
one
it.
of
I
it's
like
one
it
of
actually.
those it's one of those paradoxes where because he did find it, maybe he became an astronaut. Maybe
Mhm.
it opened his mind and they knew that. And so that's one of those things. Oh, I like
Mm.
that. I
All
like that
right,
thought.
all right. Nice,
Chris,
thank you.
Hmm.
I just love the fact that you're claiming that he failed up. That makes me so happy. That he didn't actually do shit. He got
Right.
the thing was already there. He took a pic.
Yeah.
Love it. Love it so
That's
much.
that puts a whole different twist on everybody's conspiracy theory that it never happened. This makes it even cooler. Oh, we went, but somebody else was,
But there's a
they
bigger
already been there.
conspiracy at play. Yeah.
They were
Yeah.
too lazy to get out. They're like, why?
Oh, that's
Someone
the
already was here.
theory.
Oh, Chris,
That's
that's
great.
awesome.
Really is a made up.
Oh, thanks, Evan.
Ah.
I love it.
Yeah, so you do more than you know you do, and I panicked
Yeah.
on this one. I wrote three things, and at the last second, I thought, well, I'm just going to write these four lines.
Mm.
And Max, I think I told you this. I have such fear. I mean, I can't feel like I have to perform in a time, and I don't like that. And yet, I just all of a sudden went boom. And
Yeah.
Chris,
Mhm.
you did. Chris, you did that. It's just like that. You did it.
You always do it, Jen. It's like every
Yeah.
time.
Yeah, well, no,
Right.
because I remember I had to confess that the first couple of
Oh, right.
course lessons I was doing it ahead of time, But I timed myself, but yeah, right.
But part of the magic is the pressure, don't you think?
Yeah.
The press
It's the
running in the
panic.
Senate.
It's panic. It is
Oh
panic.
yeah. Like I just sheer panic, which always helps.
And I want you to know that I've had the same panic experience. It's not like
Oh, yeah,
I do
right.
this too, I haven't done it myself. I've been in Tommy's classes, I've been in Kathy Fish's classes, and I know the feeling and it's awful. And I just enjoy then torturing you.
Doing it us. I was going to say, now this is why this is your life calling. Yeah. I
Yeah.
figured you after this is over, you go back with your hubba and just laugh maniacally. You should have seen them; they were freaking out.
I do go out there and tell him how amazing it is every time. And he kind of rolls his eyes because he's like, oh, you're going to tell me how great it was again. I'm like, thank
Oh, I was telling my partner the class is for math kids because you like I never read ahead, right? I never know what's coming each class. So I'm always like, will something come out or will I shit the bed? Like every time. Who knows?
Okay.
It's good pressure.
Just pressure.
So we could have what done it on the front and shit the bed on the back.
How about flash fiction? Come shit the bed with us.
I'm gonna make one and just put it up in our little Facebook alumni group. Chris, are you on social media?
What's that, sorry?
You on social media?
Oh, kind of barely, actually. Yeah, barely.
Just we have a Facebook group for this that's private that I didn't invite you to because I never asked because you came later.
Come play with us, Chris.
Come play with us.
It's not
Yeah, please let me join. Yeah, I want to join.
great. If you'll just like drop your username or whatever for Facebook in there, I'll add you to the group. And
Okay.
we don't do tons over there, but I'll put like interesting calls up, or we'll celebrate somebody who's had, like Linda had a publication recently, and
Yeah.
I need to celebrate. I don't know how to put Nancy up there because she was only in the one we did at the live retreat. But part of what she wrote in the live retreat, she expanded out, submitted it to Fractured Lit's anthology contest, and she just won.
Wow.
Yeah, won the So I need to reach out to her and be like, "That's a free, Fiercely Flash."
Wow.
Yeah.
Cool.
So y'all, the stuff works. I don't know that Linda wrote hers in. How about Linda? Did you write yours that got published in one of these? You didn't, did you?
No, that was something, I mean, I think I showed it to you a long time ago, but I wrote it at least a year or more ago.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just a 50-word story.
I love that. The zombie one.
Yeah, the zombie one. Yeah.
And y'all, if I keep crushing out and fangirling, Billy is my new love, and
Yeah, I was trying to make you jealous.
and we just got to be sure Benny doesn't find out. But
Yeah. He was begging to come in, but I have
Bill
to keep
alone makes me jealous.
the door shut so I don't annoy my husband too much, but no, he might want back out. He's okay. All right.
Okay,
All right.
wonderful. Who's going next? Good job, Chris.
I'll do it
Okay.
if that's okay.
Okay.
I did look at this picture beforehand because I was having a hard time seeing what it was, so I blew it up so I could see the things better. And it's some late 17th, early 18th century Italian painting, and I don't remember the name of the artist. But
Did you like Google Lens it and figure it out? I should have pulled it off of Wikimedia. I'm sure it.
it was so weird. I put it in my Gmail, and then there's some kind of Google Eye thing that can find it. But yeah, if I find it again, I'll share it. But I should have brought up it anyway.
Share it with Lori when she sends it to the Ekphrastic review so they can name it.
Oh yeah.
Something. Yeah, I'll do that. So I had ideas, but I promise you I just wrote this mostly, and it's weird, and it's literal, but it's still weird. So anyway, oh, I'm sorry, it's brilliant. Okay. I love my horse. You do? Asked he. We invite you to share in human domesticity. The story, she commenced to reply, has more than one ending. It's not black and white. While my dear horse appears to be gray, I promise you she did not start out this way. When she was but a fine young foal, her coat was burnt, her mane black as coal. What you see now was not as before. Remove familial bonds, and I invite you to see more. His mouth gaped wide, and his family huddled close to the babe that they cuddled alongside the goats. She looked above their heads to the man beyond the gate, succumbing to attraction that would compel their fates. When calm and love and peace evade, it is true, people see their worth in accolades, but take the time to rend their garb. Beneath her, you'll find beneath her smoky Spanish barb, a horse, a kingdom, a passion, a love, a golden mean in the middle of a smother.
Ooh. Nice.
Holy.
Wow. Oh, is that true? Are you thinking Lipizan?
Oh,
Spanish.
I did. When she said coal black and then white, that's all I could think about was they're born dark and they
Yeah, the
turn white.
lipizzanos are, yeah, but I turned
I
it into
love that.
barb.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Most white and gray horses are born really dark.
yeah,
I mean, Lipizzanas are born coal black. It's true.
they are. Or
yeah.
once in a while they have a brown, and that one doesn't change, and they use it for special events in the Lipizzan
And
Academy.
sometimes they stay dark, yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, this
but
is
it's
just riding
usually,
school.
yeah, it's
Yeah,
rare. Yeah.
yeah.
Hmm.
I went to a New Year's Eve performance there once, and that was a bucket list item for sure.
Yeah, I went to the morning practices or whatever they call it, and a performance, not to the New Year's Eve, but yeah, that's,
Yeah,
I had to bite my lip to keep from bawling.
yeah, yeah. No, I went to with my friend that gave me Gus. But anyway, so much to love about this one. What do we enjoy? Like, what stands out to you in your memory of what Linda read to us?
It takes you right. It takes you, or you feel like you're in not a sonnet, but like a kind of 18th century or probably 17th
Yeah.
century kind of troubadour would be singing about this,
Mhm.
you know, scene. I love that. I love the last line too. And I love how the last line didn't exactly rhyme. It was perfect.
Thanks.
I love that. Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't get it, but I loved it. Go, Chris.
Oh, sorry. No, I was just saying, I think it's incredible that you can do that in 6 or 7 minutes and have
Only
all those
sometimes.
extraordinary rhymes, you know?
Only sometimes, and after a few years.
Wow. I mean,
And they weren't just easy rhymes either. It was like really tricky.
Yeah.
things.
Yeah.
I've been
Yeah.
doing this weird thing where I just make up songs and I sing rhyming crap since I was very young. So it's just kind of a thing I do.
Wow.
Well, it's like the other week when you take words and drop a letter and make things like you have a very interesting mind.
Yeah, yeah, it takes one to know one.
Oh, but it just felt it had the rhythm of "'Twas the Night Before Christmas" too. It really felt like that. Like
Yeah, I felt like I was being Dr. Seuss for a few minutes there.
That's what made it match the painting, though, is certainly the
Yeah.
period feel, just like Maya said. It had meter and it had rhyme, and it was like, ooh. I've
Definitely
asked
that.
a lot,
So,
and the older language, the older words, those archaic words. It's
yeah, like the garb and the right. Yeah.
mm,
And a horse, a kingdom, a passion, a love. I love the way that was really, really nice.
I'm ready
Yeah.
for some mead. That's what I'm ready for.
We have a place in
A
Wenatchee.
flag and a veil or
Yeah,
some mead.
it does need. Yeah, great. Linda, amazing. Wow. Okay.
Mhm.
And actually, a Ekphrastic Review does a lot of poetry. So if you lined it out like poetry, you
Yeah.
two on the same photo and submit at the same time and see what happens.
Mhm.
Yeah. All right, Miles, can you bring us home?
I can do something. Okay, I also wrote to Linda's painting that she painted.
Oh yeah, very nice.
It isn't a sign. She knows it isn't, because it was her who made the sky fall, and when she snuck out that night, alone, cold, and hungry for something beyond any hill and well over the rainbows that never appeared anymore, since he didn't show up, she showed up. Now they sit and wait, counting the seconds like a prophecy is about to burst from the earth, shower them with promises of forever, and save them all. From what? She doesn't have a clue. But they all watch her all the time now, follow her like lost goats if she washes her feet or snaps a twig on the way to find a private moment without the pressure of their reverie. They are on her like a devout murder, certain she will bring about their salvation. Grow your own food, rain your own water, make fertile your own bodies, and plant your seeds far away from mine. But what can she do? She is their chosen one. And the fact that she chose herself that night, ran to the other side of the mountain and saw nothing but the truth of their assured deaths, won't help them now. So she does what she can, and makes their wine taste sweet, so the children at least won't wake up midway to nothingness. And she sings, "Follow me home."
Woo!
Yeah.
Write that much.
God, you guys.
Incredible.
I love the prophecy line too.
Thank you.
Yes.
I can't
Super
ever
cool.
keep stories. You have so many dense things happening. It's awesome.
I know.
Okay,
I had
so
that
what?
one. Drain your own water.
Rain your own water.
And well
Only a
over.
god would say that to another god, you know.
She just looked pissed. Like, she looks so angry to be there. When I looked at the photo, I was like, okay. False prophet.
Yeah, you're
Good.
right. It does.
I can just see the rainbow that doesn't appear anymore. Once you said it's like, yeah, it's just the shape of it
Yeah.
is there. Yeah, it's there. It
Mm-hmm.
doesn't appear anymore. That's great.
Huh. Yeah. And I loved washes her feet because I felt like that was just a nod to a traditional Christian tradition, like that you were
Yeah.
putting us in a spiritual realm, but obviously this God is not related to Christianity, but it was I don't know, just a thing, right? Like I felt like it asked us to recognize that there is a different religion than
Yeah, I kind of felt really much like everyone's looking for someone to save them.
yeah.
And so I kind of wanted to be like, she doesn't want to do that.
Yeah.
She didn't ask for the job. She just was there.
But then she said she is their chosen one,
Yeah.
chose herself that night. And I loved that transition right there because she's resenting being chosen by them, but then she's like, well, you know, I did kind of bring that on myself. And then
I fucked up.
not entirely begrudgingly sweetens their wine. And, you know, I love that little shift where she's like, all right, I guess if I've got the job. It was great. Imagine, I never really thought about the way that deities wouldn't have a private moment, but that really stood out to me. Like, how do you get a private moment when people are clinging to you and praying to you and, you know, and do deities need private moments? This one does.
Yeah, I think you do.
I don't know. I've never been a deity.
I mean, I imagine everyone would like a private moment, even a deity.
Right. That was super great. Good job.
Thank you.
Rainbows that didn't appear anymore. Amazing. Okay. I got to pull my thing back up. Okay. So I learned at library group that it's not Maori, it's Maori. And so this image, I know they're Maori. I can't believe I didn't put where these images, like what they were. I'm pretty sure this is from World War II, though the resolution seems awfully good. I'm pretty sure it is. And they're Maori soldiers in Africa, of all things. And I could be making this up. Whatever. It doesn't matter because you're going to make stuff up from it if you choose this photo, or you can choose another one using this prompt. She finds action in the still photo of the violin and uses an aphora. Snell moves to the act of preparing a violin and runs with the tools of the trade concept. And so I'm just asking, how can you use the skills we've explored so far in Fiercely Flash to bring action, depth, and or reality to this image or any of the images we've used tonight? It could be repetition, a breathless sentence like Snell uses. Do you want to use hermit crab? Like, here are the steps to preparing your troops in World War II. I don't know. But you have endless possibilities, right? And then I asked right, like the question right, but also right. Any questions on this prompt? Y'all want me to pop the other pictures back up again? Okay, hold on.
I've
We'll
got
do it.
them.
And I will put oh, come on, where did they go? Oh, here we go. I will do another 7-minute one just because I feel like writing from the pictures is a little harder. So if that works for y'all, I will do that. Okay. So you all write and I will try to find clocks and we will meet back here in 7 minutes.
Really?
You have about a minute left. Hey, do your best to come back in.
Yeah.
So some of you have done ekphrastic writing before, but how are you enjoying it?
I like it, but I'm still I feel like I'm just writing more literal than figuratively, like these other amazing people are doing.
You mean like finding the rosin in a picture of somebody playing the violin?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, she had a lot more time than we did.
Yeah. Really?
Oh, I love them all. My crazies, the timing was perfect because I was muted and they all just started barking and I had to shoo them out of the room.
They do that.
Yeah. Okay. Well, so who wrote to what photo this time?
Haka.
Men in the same.
I did that. Okay.
Men on stick, whatever that is.
Men on the
I'm
stick.
on the stick.
Men on the
Okay.
I-beam. So Haka means the Maori people.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So Miles wrote people in the air. 3 people wrote the new image. Jen, what'd you write?
About the photograph of the Maori.
Okay.
Maori.
Miles is our outlier. I'm wondering, Miles, I see you working away, but do you want to kick us off?
Yeah, totally.
Awesome. So she wrote from the men on the I-beam that possibly is as staged as supposedly the moonlight.
Yeah.
More staged than that.
I think that's Buzz Aldrin sitting there like
It
third from
is.
the
He's
no.
front. All right, let me see if I
Okay.
can read this really bad writing. Frank couldn't tell him. It wouldn't be right, not after the week he had with his baby teething and Dolores being at her mother's trying to pretend away the mortgage that neither of them could pay. No, he can't tell him today. But Mark, he can tell. But then, even after saying, "Mouth shut, bud," Mark goes and lights a smoke, hands it to Jeff, of all people. And now Jeff is telling Adam, who couldn't keep a blasted secret if St. Paul sat on his face to keep him quiet. And no, 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 he's gone and told Steve. Sure, look at him. He's mulling it over and wait. Okay, he has a conscience. His father was a good Christian. It had to have trickled down to, God damn it, he's telling Chris, who might as well tattoo it on his forehead. His whispers are so loud with these aids for hearing other people's pain. He's gone into Russell and by default Harry, since the two of them haven't shared a break between them since the Sox won the series. But Sebastian, he gets it. He gets the honor amongst men. He'll guard the truth from even himself. He and his Christopher medal will hold on to every word, and Frank never needs to know his world has fallen out from under him. And he should probably just walk on the air. Or does he?
That was brilliant.
That has got to go to the Ekphrastic review. I mean, what
Yeah,
is that photo?
that's like birds on a wire. That's like doot, 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 doot.
I don't know if I
Peck,
got them
peck,
all.
peck, 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 peck.
I had to pop it back up there again really quick just so we could all get that impression, like
Yeah.
nobody's behaving except for the last couple, right?
Do you see Frank at the end?
Yeah, yeah.
The
Frank,
only one
Frank
who had
is-
no friend.
Frank's had a rough life.
Frank's having a rough time, guys.
Yeah.
I feel for Frank.
Love it. I love that you had real life details for him. And then the humor, if St. Paul sat on his face, I mean, oh my, what else did you all love?
I got taken by the hearing aids for hearing other people's pain, however you said it, which was better than that. But yeah.
Are you a lifelong Canadian?
Yes.
How did you get, like, the fact that these would be like mostly Catholic, the Sox when do all Canadians know New York or? Okay.
Yeah, especially us Islanders, because it's like we're so close to us and we all dream of going there and making it big. I was going to be a soap opera actress.
You could have been amazing. You could have been.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You aim high on the island. You aim high.
Only aren't most soap operas filmed in California?
I think so, but we don't. We just hear about New York.
Yeah. The ending was such a surprise that never needs to know his world has fallen out from underneath him. That made me do the fifth of the 5 S's where you go, oh, you did the thing that we want to do at the end of Flash, and definitely keep working on this one. And why not send it off to the Ekphrastic review?
Yeah.
Just wonderful, absolutely wonderful. And I'm pretty sure the photo is in public domain, so
What's it called? It's not Men on Sticks. What's it called?
Men on a Stick.
If you Google iconic photo of men on girder, like GIRDER, it'll come up.
Okay, thank you.
I mean, I've found it repeatedly and I don't remember how I look for it, but I believe that was my last try.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Awesome. Oh, anything else you want to say to Miles about the world falling out from under Frank?
Oh, Frank.
Poor Frank.
Good.
He's a man on a stick like a corn dog.
Well, wonderful. All right. Who wants to follow Miles?
I don't think anyone can follow Miles tonight. That was brilliant. I don't wanna. Of course, I'll make her look even better tonight. I found this one hard, so yeah.
It can be hard for sure.
Yeah.
Y'all are just resisting going.
Good. I like Haka.
Yeah.
I love Haka.
Okay, so
Haka fierce. Yeah. Like a test, like a vomit, like a moment of control, hands fisting, feet splayed against tread-worn sand, while cool hearts, polished sea glass eyes, and warm tongues drown out the sounds of frantic foghorns and cats hacking up hairballs. But my pen runs out of ink, so I snatch a new pen, a new life, a new vocation, a new love, my bones hard and interior, aching and resplendent, unseen but more colorful than an Antipodean rainbow. Is that the right word? Aromatic as azure oceanic breezes wafting through khaki-clad memories. So who needs patriotism when you can sandblast your knees beyond cultural appropriation?
Oh, that was fucking good, Linda.
Is that right, Antipodean?
what do you think it means? I don't know the word.
I'm referring to Australia, New Zealand, and the southern, that area.
Huh.
Now I have to look it up. Only because, well, you know Abby, what's her name?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Terry.
Yeah, because she would use that word sometimes, but I think that's what she would say.
Yeah, you're right. I just looked it up. You're
Yeah,
right.
relating to Australia and New Zealand. Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, beautiful.
I also didn't spell Antipodean correctly, but autocorrect had my back.
Oh, I was going to say that's how I spelled it, but yeah.
Yeah, nice. I really loved your use of anaphora in the beginning of it, and then the repetition of new pen, new life, new vocation, new love. I assume that Billy hacked up a hairball in the middle of it.
He didn't, but he was meowing. So I don't know. Haka and hacking hairballs seem to.
Ah, nice wordplay. Yeah.
Yeah.
Does anybody feel like this one requires the photograph to hear it?
Mm-mm. No,
Yeah,
Mm.
I
no.
agree. Like, I don't think you have to send that one to the Ekphrastic review because you could send it anywhere. And actually, that's true for all of you, but the ones that I've said that on already do have that extra magic boost that happens when it's shared with the photo. This one could absolutely go with the photo, but it could go without, I think, too. Yeah. Was it one sentence?
Um,
Feels like it.
yeah, I guess it was.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I really like that about it too. Like it
Yeah.
had that tumbling over itself feeling, that carries us to the end. It was really nice.
It was
Yeah.
so poetic. Just flowed so well.
Yeah, and nothing rhymed and it was so poetic.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. Bravo, 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 Linda.
I love Haka.
I didn't remember that was what it was called, but it also reminds me of what and now I forgot her name, the amazing lead woman in Ted Lasso. She does that when she's afraid. She puts her
Oh, she does her. Yeah. Yeah. We just finished watching that. So good. Yeah.
So good. So good. Who knew you could make a long feel good thing and it would work?
Yeah.
All right. Oh, so Jen, Chris, Lori, who's next?
I can go next.
Chris is next.
Yay,
Yay.
Chris.
Shall I go
Yay,
next?
Chris.
Well, I did the hacker one, but anyway, so this is quite hackerish, really. All right. So
Wait, whaterish?
Hackerish?
Oh,
hacker,
hackerish. Got you.
yeah.
It's
Is
brilliant.
that a British word? I'm trying to hackerish.
No, it's not. It's not.
Okay.
Not okay, not sung but chanted. I live, I die. I live, I die. This is our land that rumbles. It is our time, our moment. The sun behind our backs, the shadows in the eyes of those who march in goose step time like wooden clockwork soldiers.
Oh,
Nailed that. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah.
that's from
The
I love
light, the direction of the light and the shadows. Woohoo.
Yeah, you don't. I don't think you need the photo for that one. I think that's and the goose, of course, goose stepping just boom pulls you right down to the time. Everyone
Oh
thinks
yeah,
that. I noticed that. Yeah, that was good.
thank you.
Yeah, we for sure know when it is. And the idea that you have the advantage in battle in those days anyway, if the sun was in your enemy's eyes. I love that you picked up on that.
Mm.
That shadows in the eyes of those who march in goose step time, which I typed too fast. Also means that the sun is in their eyes as well, which is particularly nice. Did you intend something about sort of the darkness of the goose steppers when you said that about the shadows?
Yes.
Yeah.
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 Nice.
Yeah.
That works really well.
Thank you.
Well.
Thank you.
And I like this is our land that rumbles. That felt like a really awesome, but also battle connected relationship to the land.
Yeah, I was thinking volcanoes and tanks. at the same time. That was kind of cool.
Ooh, yeah.
I mean, that's what I was thinking at first when you said that our land that rumbles, they come from a land that rumbles to a land that rumbles. But instead of volcanoes, it's tanks.
Mm.
Mm.
That was the fighting in North Africa and Libya. That was the big arena for the tank wars in World War
That's
II.
right.
Yeah.
I kind of Googled hacker and asked if it
Mhm.
are the word, do the words have meaning in the hacker? And one of the sentences that came up was, "This is our land that rumbles." And I thought, wow, that's great.
Nice.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. And it works. Look how that meaning popped up because Jen knew that about World War II because she's written the Desert Born series, Desert Brave series. I can't remember which one's the name of the series and which one's the name.
It's the third one that I'm writing now because it takes place.
Series.
Okay, the third one takes place at World War II at the end. And
Yeah,
so I
nice.
did a lot of research on the Desert Rats, which was the British 8th Regiment that was in Libya. And they were there before we came in. We came in because they found oil and the Saudi king wanted us there. So we formed our Air Force then, Maxie. And we flew some bombers in but it was a ground war. It was tanks. It was a lot of hand to hand. And a
Nice.
lot of the Bedouins tribes helped us or helped the Allies and of course were decimated because it's pretty vicious stuff.
Oh.
Now look, I mean, we did 7 minutes total and 3 seconds of Googling and Chris was able to bring something amazing into the piece.
Yes.
So that is a
Thank you.
super great way to crack something open, a good way to like, how when you want to break open a rock and you fill the hole with water and let it freeze and then it breaks open? Google is your water. Yeah. Is this something that I'm just making up on my own and y'all don't know about it?
It's
You're gonna
brilliant.
want to
It's brilliant.
experience what it is. Like if you're trying to get rid of a rock in your field, and you can drill a hole in it and get water in it, and then when it freezes, it'll start breaking up the rock.
Oh,
Brilliant.
rain your own water.
Oh, wow. Oh.
So
No,
very useful for those of you living in cities. In case you want to break open the side of the building where your neighbor lives,
Yes,
drill
I
a hole
use
and
that.
add water.
yeah. Needs to be in wintertime though, for sure.
It does. It does.
Yes,
Chris, that was really great. Thank you so
it
much.
was.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
You have to admit, when you come into Fiercely Flash, you had no idea, any of you, that you were going to write the words that came out tonight, right?
Right.
That's one of the greatest things about doing this is you end up in the weirdest places, and it's good for our brains, I think.
Yeah,
It's
definitely.
very freeing. Very
It should
freeing.
be. Yeah, that's the intent. I love that you said that. Yeah.
Oh, lovely.
All right, we have Lori, we have Jen, we have Lori. Who's second to last? Who's last?
I can go. I did the same prompt as Chris, but took it totally different
Ooh.
direction.
And I did too. So it's three. We did three of those. Okay, go, Lori, go.
Okay. Say in went the tongue depressor, and then on went Preston to the next in line. Adventure, said the posters. Exotic locales, said the advertisements. But Doctors Without Borders wasn't all it was cracked up to be. Preston hadn't been told he'd be the only doctor for 100 miles around. With no time for individual appointments, he was forced to see hordes of patients at once, like an assembly line where he was on the conveyor belt. First pass, open your mouth, check the tongue and tonsils. Second pass, open your shirts, check the heart and lungs. Third pass, lower your pants. No explanation necessary. Preston could have taken, except for Joaquim at the end of the first row. Wild Joaquim, crazy Joaquim. Preston was sure there was some adrenaline in that crotch. A line from Preston's favorite author came to mind as he stared at Joaquim. That guy was definitely one camel shy of a caravan. By page 8, as a brave.
You themed my line. I love it.
That line stuck with me. I'm on page 200. That was from page 8. It's like, yeah, it's not like a humor book, but it's got its own little slants in there. It's great.
Oh, yeah, I dropped a little. Yeah, but that was so cool.
I saw the guys look at the end. It's like, yeah, he's one camel shy of a caravan.
But it kind of looks like they're at that third stage of the exam. Were they?
Yeah. Whoop.
Yeah. Whoop.
So is One Camel Should I Have a Caravan Jin's line?
Yeah.
Yeah.
From
Funny.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. I got the adrenaline and the crotch in there. I'm so
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that was good. That was good.
and I did not see it coming. You know what I mean? I'm just going along. Wow,
I
they have
didn't
to
want
drop their
to.
pants.
Whoop.
Did I
That
spell that
works
thing
for that picture for sure. Yeah.
I never would have thought that you would have pulled a character we don't see. The dark, right? I
Oh,
mean,
doctor walking from one to one. Yeah.
yeah, but I never thought that way. That's cool because it's the POV of someone that's not even in the photograph, but it's there. That's so cool.
I love it
Yeah,
too,
that,
how it's like this, savior who joins up Doctors Without Borders and then ends up being like, what the fuck? Where is the, cafe and the Starbucks?
Yeah.
Where
My
are the
nurse,
where are the nurses? Yeah,
yeah,
that's a
what?
pillow.
I have to work?
What?
That was great.
yeah, yeah. He thought the border was going to be Paris.
Yeah, I'm like, what?
Yeah.
Did you
Yeah.
look into it before you went on
Yeah.
Expedia?
Fine print. Fine
That was
print.
great. Lori, you're a joy.
That
Never
was. That was
change.
good.
Never change, buddy.
True, true. And the word hordes really makes us feel like, the way the hordes would be fighting in World War II. So it's such a good word for the masses of troops. And then that he was the one on the conveyor belt, just slave.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then I just pictured him being like dragged along by vans. Ooh, and hordes of zombies. Nice.
Oh, zombies.
Oh.
Yeah.
Very nice. Yeah, Lori, especially what Jen said, that idea that you've picked something that wasn't in the photo. I think
I
that's
never
one of
thought
the
about that.
coolest moves when you're being truly ekphrastic. You're making up a scene and you're finding something that wasn't even in there, right? Which is, I guess that was the prompt, but well done you for following the prompt.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, that was cool.
Yeah, yeah. Bravo. Good job. All right. Can you bring it
All
home,
right.
Jen?
Yeah, because it's really short. I didn't do it, no. Okay, first of all, a little humor because I started it this way and then I changed it. But Pele and Lakaya never imagined just how difficult it would be to perform their latest Fosse-inspired dance in 150 degrees, surrounded by desert scorpions, where we're dancing on slippery, shifting sand. That's not it. Okay.
Yeah.
They came even though they had never left their island. They came even though there was no sea. They came even though they were not trained. They came even though they had no guns. They came anyway. They came.
Oh, very
Salute
nice.
to salute to those who showed up to fight, even though, so
Yeah.
many people who came from nowhere knowing nothing just because someone says you need to do this for these people, and they did.
Yeah.
It's quite a
Oh.
sacrifice.
I popped the picture up just so that Merrick, who joined us for the last few minutes, could see what you were writing to.
Merrick.
I definitely,
Hello.
when you explained it that way, I just got done reading The Women because I finally had to give in and read it, and I really liked the book so much more than I expected to. It
Oh,
did. Kristen Hanna is The Women,
mhm.
which my initial resistance is that they have a Russian helicopter as the one on the front of the book. Like they couldn't even get the word right, and
Yeah,
it's
right.
a wildly popular book, but it's not a Huey, it's a Russian
Yeah,
Sikorsky.
yeah.
So come on, people. The one
Hmm.
on the inside's right. But that they came and they didn't even know what they were coming for. It really struck home to me because of having just finished that book yesterday, I think. Driving is my reading time. That repetition of they came really I felt like it kind of honored exactly what you were trying to say.
Yeah.
What else, everybody? I'm just hogging all the time again. Well, what you have to say is more interesting.
So there you go.
Yeah,
But
'cause
I
I was-
like the Fosse movement.
The first
Yeah.
one's very funny. The second one is really
The
gorgeous.
real
and
one,
serious.
yeah.
Yeah.
yeah, just spent stuff.
Mm.
They came.
I will say one thing. My uncle was over in North Africa for 3 years, and my aunt didn't hear from him that whole time. And he said and he's from Mississippi and doesn't know that much, and he got over there and he had when he came back, his biggest memory was he woke up in the desert and there was a camel in his face. And he had never seen a camel live, not in Mississippi. And he was he scared the shit out of him, basically. Because it was like, doing this to his nose. So, he
I was
jumped
waiting
up.
for you to say that it was a camel spider in his face.
No, a camel, a real
Yeah,
camel.
much better than a camel spider. Those things are monsters,
Ooh,
genuine monsters.
ooh.
Camel
Google
spider, aren't
camel
they the
spider.
ones that numb your face and then eat your face off?
Yeah, those are the
Oh,
yeah.
no. Mm.
Y'all, brilliant, brilliant, brilliant as usual. I'm so glad that you improved my week by showing up and being yourselves. That was incredible.
That was a good
Um,
night.
yeah, and I needed it. There's a lot of stuff going sideways at this house. So next week we're going to talk about publishing, and I know that feels a little bit out of order, but it's because I wanted to talk about and really lean into revision for the last class. And so I kind of set you up to say, these are some ways you can organize your publishing. Here's some ways to look for places to publish. Here's some techniques for writing your query letter, not query letter, your cover letter. I give you all those kinds of tools, but then I take us to week 12 and say, but revise, revise, revise. Be sure that every word that you write is intentional, that, like Chris today, when you had the shadows purposely going on the dark forces, like, be intentional about that. And then also be open to what's unintentional, of course, right? Because in all writing, but especially flash writing, you're creating meaning with your readers at the same time. But that's what we're up to for the last 2 weeks. And so for the revision one, I'm just hoping by the day after the next class, so by July 18th, could you please, be sure you put up in Canvas what you want to work on for revision so that I can create a reading handout for everybody, a PDF to send out to everybody for you to look at. And PDF, Canvas, one, I apologize, I haven't been in Canvas. My life has been going very sideways. And then two, oh yeah, and I have Canvas set up to stay open for you all through August 7th. And if that, so you can copy what you've written, you can take down the notes or whatever, so you can do things with it. I used to shut it down a couple of days after the class, and that was just mean-spirited, and that's not who I am. I'm not a mean-spirited person. So you have access to this stuff for a couple of, I think it's 2 weeks after this class ends. And then I was hoping that I could work up a little bit of a survey-ish thing for you all to, I need some really serious feedback. It's time to scrub on this class. I don't know if 12 weeks seems like maybe it's too long. Should I be doing more like 8 weeks? But if I did, then I'd need to compress a bunch of stuff. Does 12 weeks feel right? Does the content feel right? So I'm going to try to do like a Survey Monkey or something that's pretty easy for you all to give me feedback on and ask you to give me feedback at some point, but I'm going to have to make that. And right now, did I say that my life can go in sideways? It's not going to be right away. And if you know anybody who would benefit from this experience, the next class is running August 28th to right before, it's the week before Thanksgiving is the last, with a week off when the live retreat's happening in Gulf Shores, Alabama. Okay, thoughts, questions? I finished us 3 minutes early. Yeah, I can send out a reminder. Plus, we're going to see each other on the 17th. So I will remind you then as well, which is my husband's birthday. So y'all know that I'm celebrating his birthday with you.
Okay. He could go sit out on the deck in the wind with the umbrella and the concrete planter.
That would mean he was in the, yeah. He was in the.
Um, I did have a question because evidently I was on the wrong week. So next week is a traditional class. We have readings. We're going to talk about some more stuff, or is this where
Mhm.
we talk about our pieces? We're going to talk about our pieces after that, the next
After that.
week.
So I just
Okay.
gave you way too much warning. So this was week 10. Next
Okay.
week is week 11, and we're going to talk about publishing, but I'm also running 2 prompts because,
Okay.
the real
Okay.
reason we're here is to write stuff. So we will talk about
Okay.
publishing and then move on to prompts. And
Okay.
then week 12 is the only week we don't write to prompts in this class because we're celebrating each other's writing. We're making recommendations for people to, hey, why don't you try this place? So I hope you'll try to spend some time exploring some of the publication places. I sent out that handout, though, yeah, I know Merritt got it, but I keep forgetting Joy's signed up for the class, so I may need to forward that to her. So yeah, you can look at that handout and look through there. Just send one flash piece in, just because that's all the time that we should have for, but definitely be ready with another that we could throw up on share screen if we, run out of time. But if everyone is here, which they may be, then we would have like 9 people and only have time to do one for each person.
Okay. It's hard because one I might have gotten a group answer saying that was really good, another one. And so I want to pick one that is the better. They're the better of the grouping. So
Yeah. So pick the one that you want the most feedback and work with, or the most suggestions for places to publish, and
okay.
that places to publish thing always ends up being a little bit weak for us because we're not as familiar yet with all the flash places. So mostly the one that you want like feedback and workshopping. And what we're going to do with each one is look at the narrative arc, look at the character. We're going to see if there's figurative language. We're going to think about the shift at the end of it. We're going to methodically go through the revision process so that by the time we've practiced it on several people, hopefully that's something we feel really comfortable doing.
Okay.
Well, if Chris wants to do his piece on the house, which I know is longer now, I'm willing to give my time to him because I love that story so much.
Oh, did I limit it? I don't care if it's limited.
Words. I
probably said 400 words, but honestly, as long as you're 1,000 or under, as long as you match a flash length, that's fine.
Oh, okay. Great.
Yeah, that was left over from another time, but because our showings have been closer to this, I think we'll probably end up having time to do whatever length somebody sends.
Good.
Right. And thank you, Laurie. Thank you. I appreciate that.
Yeah.
Yeah, thank you, Laurie. I hadn't even thought of that. So that's really great.
Yeah.
And Mary, it's just that my husband got that surgery on his ankle and stuff is blowing off the porch and the cat's having behavior issues and the mule's lame. And I had set up for a teaching down in Wenatchee yesterday, 6 weeks ago, when we didn't know when the surgery was happening. So I spent 5 hours driving yesterday, and mom's phone stopped working this morning. And I don't know.
Is your cat getting better?
Ever since we put her on the antidepressant, she hasn't had an accident. So living with the
She's happy. Just don't mix up her meds, or maybe you should with your husband. Maybe you should.
I got a lot happier too.
Yeah, he has idiopathic feline.
Oh my.
Yeah. Well, you have brought joy to my week again. I don't know how you consist. Oh, quit bragging with Billy. Anyway. I don't know how you do it, but you have just been amazing. You lift my spirits, and I'm about to go shove medication in a mule's mouth.
Okay. Fantastic.
Bye, everybody.
Thank you, everybody. Thank you.
Take care.
Bye,
Thank
y'all.
you. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.